Testing. Yeah, we're good. so it might have died.
Yeah, like a steel trap. Yeah,
It's working, but then it turned off. I don't know why it would turn off. Yeah, but I mean, I guess you could plug it in, yeah.
You think it would?
Yeah.
You think it?
Testing.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
You
this.
can go ahead and put them on if you want, but yeah.
You just
Yeah,
put 'em
exactly.
on.
Just put those two on. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Can you not leave it in the station?
You can, but the mic needs to be on here.
This is charging this.
Yeah, this is fine. We have this. Testing.
I wanna take the
No, I
charge
mean
out.
this is good. This one's working right now. So you can connect and see what the audio sounds like, but you can mic up with this one. Yeah, yeah. It's live right now. I mean the audio is. So if you want me to get in the frame and then do some claps or something, make sure we're still in sync.
See, like if I join that was from earlier, way earlier. It's almost like it.
Close out of it and reopen it.
Yeah, it's like it.
Did you do that or?
No, it's like
Oh,
it
okay.
caches it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's us from 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like it caches it. Or
Yeah, I mean, keep that up. Keep that up for a second. I'm gonna try to get the static down a little bit. Okay. That helped a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. Okay. So we'll just use this one, but
well, here.
see?
You managed to get in the mic. Like,
Yeah. And where is he at?
like you go put it on.
Where is he at?
Really? Where were they located?
Are these bad?
I haven't noticed a difference. I think the difference is the quality, like consistency of the quality. Like if I walked across the store with this one, it wouldn't even hear it. This mic, if I walked that way and walked to the other side of the store, it wouldn't pick up the audio. But those probably would. Yeah, because they're for TV sets and stuff. But
I wore that thing completely out.
it's charging. The blue is charging.
What does it do? Does it turn green? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the yellow light is low battery.
Then I remember the first thing I made suits out of, I ordered a brown iridescent. And I was gonna say,
Make sure it was off. But
Yeah. We're ready. I mean, you were just testing the audio, but I don't know where it's gonna do it. Nah.
yeah, we're just trying to mic up, but
$100.
Yeah, we're ready. We paid him.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure he'll.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm sure he'll do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody's on. The only people that have logged in are Midland and Oklahoma City.
Hey, Billy.
And they typed present.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Starting at 15 after or 20?
9:15 is what we told everybody.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So it's about
That's why I want to be very
10 minutes.
right on the
Well, I'm gonna run upstairs. I'm gonna run upstairs.
Yeah.
Huh?
When you see him.
We ready to go?
Yeah. As soon as we just need them to mic up. Right?
So why don't you go out there and do a soft shoe and some stand up?
Yeah. They can hear you right now, or are we muted? Are we muted? And then,
You're on.
and then ask the stores to
Raise.
in, because you can say who's on, right?
Only Midland and now Central's on.
So say Midland Temple, I'll put it on your lapel like you would normally.
Wait a minute. I don't know where he's going to be, but the lighting needs to come over this way.
You may scoot it over.
Yeah.
He's gonna be off to the side a little bit.
Bob, will you test so they can hear real quick?
Yeah.
Make sure, no, put it up on your, put it on your lapel like what?
Well, they can hear it. I can't see anybody. I can't see anybody.
You won't see anybody.
Yeah, normally I can always see the stores.
We changed it.
You did?
It's a different deal.
Okay.
Will you ask them? Yeah, so Bob,
Matt?
start talking and say, Temple, can you hear me? Midland, can you hear me?
Did you adjust it? Let's see. No, you should be good.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? We want to do a test right quick. Temple, Midland, Odessa. Can everybody hear me?
Robert says yes.
Good. What about Amarillo? And
Amarillo's not on yet.
Amarillo's not on. Temple and Waco. Can you hear me?
If the sound quality is better today than it's been in the past.
Yeah. Is the sound quality acceptable?
Central can hear us.
Okay, that's good. Can you hear me well? Okay. All right, Dr. Oexman will be here very shortly, and we'll get our meeting started. He's got some really good things to say this morning. So give us just a couple of minutes. He'll be here, and we'll enjoy the next 20, 25 minutes.
Everyone says the audio is better.
Go ahead. I don't know where you want it.
Which do you like? Do you like it on the tie better?
Yeah.
From a
it's
noise
good.
standpoint?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty centered. It's good. For the time, it's good.
Are you good? You comfortable? You got everything you need?
Hello?
I'm being a mom. I know you're a pro at
Come on, helicopter. It is a little. He was just making fun of the glare on my head. Can we?
If you want to change the shot, just let me know. I mean,
That light there.
yeah, he made us move it there.
Oh, okay.
He wanted it. I brought it.
Yeah. See, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to scoot up to. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to scoot up in order to. Because somebody needs glasses.
Matt, is it just for having connection problems? I'm calling Waco real quick.
need a pep talk or anything? Hands in?
A little massage.
Anything? A little massage. Nice. I was on the phone with everybody in the store. Yeah, I was on the phone with everybody in the store making sure they were.
I'm going to make a comment about return rates.
Mm-hmm.
Your return rates here are a lot less than 20%, right?
Oh, God, yes.
What would they be?
Less than 5.
Okay.
We had a 20% return rate. He'd be
Well,
yeah.
I had to ask.
Yeah,
I had to
we're
ask because
way
you know,
low.
in an honest way.
Yeah.
So
We're
I
way lower than that.
okay. All right.
We use, yeah. Bob Ross. Yeah. We on that? Nope. I just sent a text away, but neither one of them.
When we were at in Kansas City yesterday, they said they were having audio problems.
Yeah, that was
They-
the other day. That was
yeah,
with
so
the
you
other-
got that.
yeah,
You got
was
that
the-
done.
yeah.
Okay. Obviously, if you're going through YouTube, they shouldn't have an audio problem.
Yeah, it's a lot better of a server than what we were using.
Yeah. That's actually, you know, I hadn't thought of that. Makes really good sense. You don't
That's why
you
we
don't
picked
have all
it.
these connection
Yeah, we have
problems.
Google, and Google's the best one to use. So,
Yeah.
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 Did he?
He didn't.
said he can't get on in the break room there in his office.
Well, they're supposed to, when they got on live chat, say that they were present, so we would know everybody was on.
All right, he's on. Tommy's on too. Yeah, they probably didn't do that for him. They got on, but they didn't do that for him. So I'll send out an email on that later. But we got him on.
Hey, good morning. We appreciate the time that you're going to take to listen to me again today. The opportunity we're going to take today is we want to talk to you a little bit about what Bob Mills and Bob Mills Sleep Spa and what Prime Sleep is going to be doing differently than anyone else in the market. But I think we have to start by looking at what the market, the consumers who are coming in, how they feel about the process and how they feel about why they're in the store. So I'll let you switch over to the next slide if you don't mind. I think probably one of the most surprising findings that I've shared with you guys on a regular basis, and for some of those of you who haven't seen it, and that's an article that Consumer Reports put out, and they said 1 in 5 people wish they had bought a different mattress. That means they're not happy with the selection that they have, and they wish they could return it. And as you know, I think it's probably worse than that probably more of those people didn't even get the optimal mattress, and they probably don't even know they could be sleeping better. They're just accepting with what they have. But 1 in 5 people, it's 20% return rate, and obviously we have probably, I guess not here, but we have a lot of other people who do a really good job of trying to make a bad mattress stick in a bad location. But 1 in 5 people, 20% return rate is what this industry should be seeing because they're getting it wrong. So we'll let you slip over to the next slide. And this is something that was put out by the National Sleep Foundation that I think kind of is the basis of the problem that we're having. And that the National Sleep Foundation went out and they looked at consumers, they looked at people in general, and they said they found out that pain was oftentimes, this was the people reporting themselves, that pain was associated with lower sleep quality, more sleep problems, and greater sleep debt. So people have pain and it's affecting their sleep, and they're going to try to solve it in some way. But oftentimes people don't start looking at a mattress solution until that pain starts interrupting their sleep. So we'll let you slip to the next slide. So here's what it is. You know, we oftentimes think in the mattress industry, people don't get that mattresses are a problem. But the National Sleep Foundation has actually shown that they do understand that there is a connection between poor sleep and their mattress. And when they look at environmental factors in people who have acute or chronic pain, the number one thing that the consumer is saying that is causing them sleep disruption is the mattress. It's not temperature, it's not light, it's not noise, it's the mattress. So they've made this connection between I have a sleeping problem, I think the mattress may be causing my problem, and then they make a decision. They open up maybe the newspaper or something like that, and they're going to start trying to solve that mattress problem. And here's where the confusion happens, and it's at the retail level. And that's, how do we sell? How do people typically sell out in the marketplace? And the number one way across the country, across the world actually, is comfort selling. They're going to look at it and say, is comfort my issue? And you guys have them in your marketplace. We know that there's a big one here, Mattress Brothers down the street, and that's how they sell. They're going to look at comfort. How does this mattress feel to you? Is this feel right? What are you looking for? Firm, soft, those kind of questions, and then they try to solve to a firm, soft issue when we know there's no definitional issue, or there's no definition for firm or soft. It's all very subjective. So they take them around, and I'm going to let you slip back to the other slide if you don't mind, real quick. There, thank you. So we know that this comfort selling process is what most people go through, and the problem we have is, based on the research that we did with Duke University and RTI, we know that based on research, people cannot select the right mattress for them based on comfort. They're just not going to do it. They have some perceived idea of what they think they need, but it's not what they necessarily need when it comes time to go to sleep at night. So that's comfort selling. That's what the majority of people are out there doing, asking a consumer, what do you think is right? People can't select. There's no research says that. So the next one is price selling. Okay, that's your big box store. That's your Sam's Club. That's your Walmart. There's usually no salesperson involved in that process. It's not based on support, not based on comfort, not based on sleep, not even based on specifications. They walk in and they say, wow, $389 for a big queen size mattress. Looks like it has a little pillow top on top of it. That's exactly what I think I need, and they take it home. Unfortunately, it's not going to work. So that's the big box store, basically selling on price alone and not selling on what a consumer actually needs. I'll let you slip to the next one. The next one is spec selling. I call it selling by the pound. The more stuff I can put in a mattress, the more value a consumer perceives, and we're going to win because we have more stuff per pound. That's the original Mattress Factory kind of stores. There's a lot of other stores that do that around there. Give me the most stuff in a small amount of white rectangle, and we're going to win because nobody can beat the amount of spec we have. That's the consumer who's coming into you, asking you for specs. Do you have how many coils? Do you have this kind of foam? Do you have this kind of density latex? This kind of density memory foam? They're looking for a price around selling by the pound, and we're going to lose when all that happens, because that's not what the consumer needs. It's confusing to them. I'll let you set up the next one. The next one is getting very popular, and that's the internet selling. That's the consumer out there who maybe have come into your store, and now they've decided to start shopping around on the internet, and that's the Caspers of the world. Most of the time, this is a one-size-fits-all strategy. They're trying to make one mattress fit everyone. It's similar to spec selling. They're trying to get as much stuff as they can in a little bitty box for the same amount of price and hope they can beat out the next person on the next internet website. Again, that's not what the consumer needs. The consumer needs something that's specific for them and their sleeping needs and the pain that they're having. There is no one-size-fits-all strategy. And the biggest issue that these internet sellers have is returns. They're trying to minimize returns because people aren't happy. It's that they're part of that 1 in 5, probably higher than that, but they're doing a really hard job of trying to keep that product in the home. That's their strategy. We'll let you slip to the next one. The next one is probably what some people think the Sleep Number does, and they think they do some form of support selling. And the reality is they don't. The pressure pad that they have people lie on is showing pressure, and that's it. And they talk to them about, they ask the consumer, you tell me when you feel like this thing is getting to the level that you need. So it's really about comfort. It's not about support. And we know through all of the training that I've done with you that consumers cannot tell when they're supported properly because they are what? You all know, it's awake. And as long as you're awake, you don't understand what the support feels like once you go to sleep and you lose muscle tone during REM sleep. It's a whole different feel. They're really not selling. They're really selling comfort. They're not selling support, and you cannot feel support while we're awake. I'll let you slip to the next one. Now we've got process. That's what works. The first thing that we do here at Sleep Spa and at Prime Sleep, it's about process. If you don't have a process in place that everyone follows, then it's a very confusing thing for the consumer. Here's what happens. How would you like it if you're a consumer and you walked into your favorite restaurant? Every time you go in there, it's the same great service, the same great process. How about when you recommend a doctor? You go to a doctor, you know that the process they put you through is a great process. It's the same every time, and you get great service out of that. And then you recommend a friend to go into that same doctor, that same restaurant, and they don't get that service. It's a whole different thing, and it's not the same that you received. You wouldn't be very happy with that. It's about process, making sure we all do it the same way every time. It's about support. It's about alignment. It's about pressure relief, and don't forget the pillow. You know how important that pillow is to that entire sale at the end. That's what's going to allow that bed to stick in the house more often, more times. So it's about a process that we're all going to follow. But it's not a process that's just randomly selected. It's not something that we just say, you know what, if you follow this random process that we've made up, this is going to work for you. No, we have research and technology that shows that the process that we have in place at Bob Mills Sleep Spa and at Prime Sleep is going to work every time. I'll let you slip to the next one. So first, science and technology. We use support based on technology. We're not asking the consumer to say, does this feel well to you? Does this feel like it's supporting your back? You may ask that question, but you've got backup from research that shows this is the right thing for you. We have those 18 statistical measurements that we take from them. We have thousands of calculations. And oftentimes someone will say, well, you know what, Robert, I don't know if your science is true or not. Even though we show them the research, we give them all of the information. We're an open book when it comes to this. We even bring our competitors into our space to show them how we do this and all the research. We have, if you don't believe that, all you have to do is look at the 9 million profiles that we've done and the happy consumers we've had, and we know that we have a lower return rate, average unit selling price goes up, and the consumers are happier when they go through this process and they buy a product based on this because we know it works. We have also, all of this is not only backed by ergonomics and making sure we're supported well, we've also have this sleep research that says if you do this, not only are you going to feel better ergonomically, you're going to sleep better as well. I'll let you slip to the next one. And no one in the marketplace, and I'm somewhat flattered, is that we're starting to see competition into the marketplace on diagnostic systems. Unfortunately, we've had to litigate companies in the past. We're litigating companies now who are infringing our patents, and I think that's a little bit of flattery. That means that the process that we're doing works. The consumers are starting to understand they need a process rather than that. But we've got papers from Duke University, not only papers that prove that it does what we say it does, we use those papers to allow us to develop the diagnostic system and the algorithms to say that sleep works. I'll let you slip the next one. We also have one that the doctors from Duke and the Sleep to Live Institute did together, that once all of the process was done, we said, okay, now the process is done, if we select the right mattress, is it going to be the right mattress for the person, the consumer? And the answer is yes, it is. We know we can do just that. Let's slip the next one. We have 8 relevant patents. So when we look at the diagnostic system as a whole, whether it's the controller that's sitting underneath it, whether it's the bladders that allow us to do the measurement, whether it's the software, whatever it is, we have 8 relevant patents that are associated with that bed match system. Again, we're not Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're not trying to hide a recipe. We're not trying to hide behind the veil of the Oz curtain. We literally, by showing those patents out there, consumers or any of our competitors can go out and see exactly how we go through the diagnostic process and how this system works. 8 relevant patents. There's no one else in the world that has patents based around diagnostic systems. They may try to knock us off, but they don't have patents to back up what they have. Let's next. We have science and technology. So the products that are developed once the system is made, once you go through the process, we have specifications that are based on technology. We have this X-Factor machine. This X-Factor machine literally mimics a human body. I can mimic a small person, a medium person, a large person, wide shoulders, narrow shoulders. We can mimic anyone we want, and we use technology to come up with the specifications that's going to be right inside that mattress, so that we know that once we go off the diagnostic system, we can select the right mattress for that person, and it's going to be the right fit for them. I'll let you say the next one. And it's consistency. If we're going to have a prescriptive approach to a mattress, we're going to say that this mattress is going to fit you, whether it's the one in the retail store or the one that we deliver out of any of our plants. We have consistency associated with that, and that's that ICSA machine that we have patented as well. So that inline comfort support analysis is going to give us an opportunity where we'll be able to make sure that every mattress, no matter where it's made, is going to be consistent, so the consumer knows they're going to get a great night of sleep on the mattress they receive in their home. Let's flip the next one. And it's comfort options. It's comfort, and that's that pressure relief that you talk about in here. It's pressure relief based on personal needs and what they actually need on top of optimal support. And it's a very difficult thing to obtain, to be able to get optimal support and the right pressure relief on top of those. We do that with integrated cores that allow us, or those engineered cores that allow us to take one core and get various shapes and sizes of people all inside that one core. So we have science and technology that says we can do what we say we can do. Let's flip to the next one. And we sell the only dual-sided and or customizable foam mattress on the market. No one else is out there to do that. If we're going to allow one person that's 5'2" to get a great night of sleep, why should we sacrifice with the person on the other side who's 6'3"? We know those two people are not the same, and they need separate sleeping surfaces to sleep on. So we're the only ones that sell a dual-sided or customizable foam mattress in the market. And that gives us the opportunity to give everyone a great night of sleep. Let's flip next one. So that's it. I know that we have an opportunity that we can get some questions. So while the questions are coming in to help me out, again, I just want to stress again, we have this great science, we have this great technology, but without science, or without the process of following that science and technology, it doesn't matter. You can have the best science and technology if you don't take consumers to it, if you don't follow the process to make sure the consumer understands the process, this whole system breaks down. It doesn't work well. So we need to make sure we consistently follow that process, that we're going to be able to make sure the consumer gets the experience. They're going to recommend people in because they had a great experience, and we're going to see more people start showing up through the doors. Andrew, do we have any other questions?
No questions.
No questions. We did that great of a job? I like that.
This sounds so good, but it sounds so complex.
Yeah. So I guess Bob's question was, it sounds very complex. How do we remember all of this information? It's repetition, 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 repetition. This is not this isn't a great deal of information. It's about making sure if you follow that process, then it isn't a difficult thing. It's making sure you've got the consumer, if you once you take them to the diagnostic process, that gets them started. They understand this whole place is different based upon the fact you first took them to the diagnostic process and you go from there. So it's about repetition, Bob, right? The more times you do it, then the easier it is. If you fail in the beginning, you're always going to fail. It's like math. If you don't understand 101 math, then you're going to fail once you get to algebra, right? You got to do the homework, do it right the first time, do it right the second time. After a while, it's repetition and it's easy. It's a very simple process. That help? Still no questions? All right, very good.
What is the importance of the ICSA machine?
Yeah, so again, the ICSA machine, it's about consistency of product. The inline comfort support analysis for maybe some of the people who have kind of slipped through the cracks and we haven't talked about that. But the ICSA machine is a machine that we patented. And what happens is once a mattress is completely made, the ticking, everything is on, it's getting ready to be put into the bagger. We have a machine that measures the comfort and support layers of that mattress to make sure it fits the X factor readings that we had early on. So that's that machine that mimics a human body. So we make sure that every mattress matches the X factor results before it goes out the door. We're the only company in the entire world that does that. We make the effort to do it. Not only the expense of having that thing in line, but we're just like everybody else. We're susceptible to, we have a 10% variance in foams, 10% variances in fiber, 10% variances in innerspring. If you put all those together, you've got a product that doesn't feel like the one that went out the door to the retail showroom. So it's a process that we do to ensure that every mattress is made the same every time.
We have a question from Amarillo. Do we know
Thank you.
what our percentage of return rate is compared to the national average?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know if I understand that. I don't know what your return rate is. I can tell you the higher the price of the product, the higher the return rate is. So if you're looking at products above $2,000 to $3,000, we're seeing return rates typically over 10%. So I know you have a thing lower than 10%. So if you look at industry average, they average in those $200 mattresses, those $300 mattresses. People don't return $200 and $300 mattresses. Okay, that doesn't happen. So if you're having a return rate because you sell higher end products, if you have a return rate that's less than 10%, you're winning because no one is out there doing that with higher end products.
2.5% is what we're told the return rate is.
2.5% nationally? Here is 2.5. That's incredibly low. Again, you heard the stats first on. 20% of people out there who bought a mattress want to return it. That's not according to me. It's not according to Bob. Consumer Report says 1 in 20, or 1 out of 5. 20% want to return a mattress. Anything less than 20% is a win, right? We know industry average above 10% for higher end products. You guys are winning. That's an incredible win.
Any other questions? One last question.
One-
How significant is it for me to tell my customer they must sleep on their mattress from 21 to 28 nights before they make a phone call to the store thinking they've made a mistake?
Yeah, so Bob's question was, how important is that 21 to 28 day? You have to keep a mattress for 21 to 28 days. Again, there's good research to show that's the right thing to do, is that we know, excuse me, that people who've had pain, even people who are used to sleeping on something else, it takes time for that pain to start decreasing. It doesn't always go away overnight. Sometimes it does, and that's a great win when that happens. But it takes time for inflammation to start decreasing in the body. We measure that by using C-reactive protein and those type of things. But we know that if we can start reducing inflammation by getting a better night of sleep, and again, for those of you who may have missed it, there's great research out there that shows now that people who just sleep poorly, don't have any injury to their back at all, have back pain. Poor sleep leads to back pain. So the opposite that's going to happen is that if we can allow them to start sleeping better, pain's going to go down. Oftentimes it takes time for them to adjust to it, for their body to adjust to it, not only just mentally but physically for the body. It takes 21, 28 days for that to happen. It's the right thing to do. We give them an opportunity to heal, and they're going to feel better. I don't think any of us, if we've ever had surgery, feel great right after surgery. It takes time to heal before you start feeling better. It's the same thing with a mattress. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it happens overnight. Sometimes it takes time. 21, 28 days, that's a great opportunity to learn how to feel in your great new mattress. That's it. Okay? You guys, I really appreciate your time again. I'm going to see a lot of you. Craig Wilson and I are going to be doing a little round-the-world trip here over the next about month and a half. So I look forward to seeing all of you guys out. We're going to get you some new information. Thank you very much.